Yes. Welcome into the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show. I am, of course, Colby Sapp. Thank you for being here and listening and downloading and texting into the show on the FanStream Sports text line at 214-937-0569. And that other guy, his name's in the title, bobbing his head and also being sullen throughout the whole pre-show meeting is one IndyCarTim.
Sullen?
Yes.
How am I sullen?
You were very down in the mouth, as my dad would say, mealy mouth the whole time.
I'm a little hungover today, Colby. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. I thought there was a reason for all of that.
I may have gone through half a handle of vodka and a 12-pack last night watching fireworks.
Oh, well, fireworks can do that to you, I guess.
Yeah. Happy birthday, America, by the way.
That's right. Happy birthday. You didn't make the good, bad, and ugly list. So there's that. Man, I've been watching that Secret Invasion, the Fury led against the Skrulls.
I'm 2 episodes in.
Okay, just caught up to. I'm past now episode 3. Watched it.
Okay.
Watched it today while I was at work.
There you go.
Good times.
Hope nobody's listening.
Right. Well, if you are. Well, I had to wait on stuff to happen, so I had nothing else to do. So at any rate, I've been watching it, and it confirms my theory, Tim, that if I were to have a superpower, I would want that Mystique Skrull superpower, where you can just turn into people.
Anybody,
Just anybody. Now, I won't get super nerdy. This isn't Mystery Shotgun, so I'm not going to get into the super Skrulls for everybody that just got itchy taint over me talking about it.
Okay, if you have itchy taint, you might need to go to a doctor.
Or hey, man, sometimes comic book movie news gives you the itchy taint,
Other things give me that.
So, but it's just totally confirmed. But also, if I were to have that power, I may never leave the house.
Right?
Just never leave the house. I wonder what that person looks like, or I wonder what she looks like naked.
Would you go to
and just turn into them and go, oh, that's what.
Would you go to a bar as a hot chick just to see what happens?
I don't think I could.
Get free drinks. So you turn into a hot chick, go to the bar, have some dude buy you a drink, walk around the corner, turn back into yourself. And every time you need a drink, you just turn into a hot chick to get a free drink from a dude.
Right.
I totally do that.
I think my main way of making money would be just celebrity appearances.
Right?
You
wouldn't be appearing as Colby Sapp?
No, I just appear as, as just whoever the new pop sensation was. I just show up and just be like, hey, look, I'll stick around. I'll go ahead and stick around, but somebody's going to have to pay me a little something.
That would be a big business. You could be celebrity impersonators or like Elvis impersonators, but you can just turn into Elvis.
Right.
You got his voice and everything.
You do. Well, that's the other thing. You could just turn into people that have passed. Because, the theory behind everything of, oh, no, Tupac and Elvis are still alive. Well, you could just show up one place as Tupac. Be like, yep, still here. Man, how many people could you confuse the hell out of?
Tupac.
Yes.
He's still alive.
That's
what everybody says.
That's what everybody says, even though he's not.
He's not?
He got...
Do we have confirmation of that?
I'm pretty sure, seeing how the car he was in was pretty shot up.
I haven't seen it. I don't know what happened. He got shot, right?
Yes.
Not poisoned?
No. Poison Ivy didn't show up and... do stuff.
And then who was the other rapist that died back then? The big fat guy? Yeah.
Biggie Smalls.
Biggie Smalls. That doesn't make sense.
Neither does Tiny Tim either. So
that makes sense. That's my penis.
No, we're not talking about your penis. We're talking about, Charles Dickinson. Dickens. Sorry. Went right.
What did you just do?
I just messed up Charles.
Charles Dickens?
Yes.
Huh.
I went there. You're the one that said penis.
I did say penis, but I meant mine.
Right. I was talking about Charles's, I guess.
Charles Penis?
Yes.
Charles Little Dickens.
Charles Penis. But no, that's, again, a confirmation that that's exactly what superpower I want.
That'd be great, man. I would love to have that.
Other reports going on as your Dallas Mavericks are making a little bit of trades. We may have a little bit more of this in the sports report, but I just want to acknowledge that we know what's going on. Reggie Bullock has been let go. He's been traded. And he's going to end up with, I believe, the Spurs in this three-way trade.
Oh, this was a three-way?
It was a three-way sign and trade.
The Celtics and the Mavericks and the Spurs?
That's right. So Reggie Bullock goes to the Spurs, and the Celtics end up getting some draft picks, I guess second-rounders, from the Mavericks as well, and we end up with Grant Williams. And I don't know what to think about the trade. Some people seem excited. I'm looking for a little bit more excitement on the old tweeter, and I'll be honest, when the Boston Celtics were playing, I don't know if I was watching too much because, I'm pretty much a Mavericks homer. So I can't really tell you a whole lot except for he plays power forward, and he's 6'6" and about 238, and he was a first-round draft pick by the Celtics in 2019. That's about what I got.
So according to DallasBasketball.com and our buddy Dalton Trigg.
Okay. Who we should have talked to.
Should have just had him on, right?
Right.
As of 40 minutes ago, let's see. He said, as a result of the sign and trade, Williams will be on a 4-year, $54 million contract.
Okay.
The Mavs receive Williams and 2 second-round picks. The Spurs receive Reggie Bullock and a pick swap in 2030, and the Celtics get multiple second-round picks. In 79 games for the Celtics last season, Williams averaged 8.1 points, 4.6 rebounds, 1.7 assists, while shooting 45.4% from the field and 39.5% from deep. He is considered one of the best defenders in the league. So there you go.
All right, so we basically, from I'm reading into this, what we have here is a slightly taller Reggie Bullock, because that sounded kind of like Reggie Bullock's style stats. Yes, he can go off for, a good amount of points, but if you go look through game by game, so can Grant Williams. So just a different position player for defense.
I think part of the key here is in 79 games last season, so he's pretty durable. He played almost every game last year.
That's definitely not a bad.
Yeah.
So we will try and get more information about that also to see if the other people that they've got that they're trying to sign, I think we're waiting on Portland to match an offer sheet. I forgot his name. Shouldn't even brought it up.
Dame?
No, it's
we going to go get Dame?
No, we're not going to go get Dame. We're not going to go get Dame. We are going to go get...
we should.
I just saw it in Mike Bassick's tweet, too. Anyway.
The Mavs, of course, had the 25th worst defense last year, so...
Well, you drafted defensively, and now you're also picking up a defender from the Celtics who seems to be pretty damn good, according to what you just said.
Yeah.
So let's go, Mavericks. And finally, before I toss it over to you, I found out something today.
Uh-oh. Good or bad?
You know what? I don't know if it's either, because you came in talking about how that Zach from the G-Bag Nation had mentioned that during his cracker list that I was brought up, and not just because of my skin color, but because of the fact that I introduced him to the chicken and a biscuit cracker.
Mm-hmm.
And, by the way, the best damn cracker on the damn planet. Thank you very much.
Wheat Thins.
No, it's chicken and the biscuit.
I might have to try one.
And
I've never heard of this cracker.
That's what I want to get to. We have found another thing that anti-Texas Tim...
How am I anti-Texas?
Because you don't know what a chicken and a biscuit cracker is,
Never
man.
heard of it. How does that make me anti-Texas?
Because it's, because it's like saying,
There's no way that's a Texas thing.
okay, I guess I only know about it because I lived in Texas.
Chicken biscuit cracker? Is that what it's called?
Chicken in a biscuit.
Chicken in a biscuit?
That's correct.
What?
Yes.
And that's even dumber.
By the way, I found a chicken in the biscuit cracker that was a variation of that cracker. That was a ranch chicken in a biscuit cracker. And I tell you, I was on the aisle at Walmart when I saw this, and I looked at it, and I had my headphones in, so the people on the aisle didn't know. I basically had no conception of how loud I was. And I just remember going, holy crap! The Hispanic elderly lady that was on the aisle with me thought something was going down and turned her cart around and was bibbity-bopping the other direction pretty quickly.
Ran her off.
I did. But I picked up 2 boxes of those. Then I got through maybe a fourth of one and looked at the calorie count and said, I don't know if it's worth it.
So these came out in 1964, Colby.
Yes.
There's an Australian version.
Really? Good day, mate.
That's
the first time on this show this was used correctly.
Good day, mate. That is a Vegemite, bacon, and nacho flavored biscuit.
Just stay away from the Vegemite. Not unless you just like salt butter. Or
But yes, owned by Nabisco. It says it has a international variety of different flavors. So they're not all chicken in a biscuit. Do you have like salmon in a biscuit and, I don't know, cockatoo in a biscuit?
Well, how many do you need?
I don't know.
Just
like,
one or two?
I don't think I need any of those, to be honest.
Okay.
Maybe including the chicken one.
A cockatoo?
I'll just take the one I have.
Okay.
Can't find the button. Sorry.
So, I'm a little bit shaken, Tim. Not a lot, because your taste in food is real basic and mid, as we've discussed.
Not.
I mean,
well, it's not my fault. I've never heard of this. It's not like I've known about it my entire life and I refuse to try it. That's not the case.
that is the case with a lot of things.
Oh, that's probably true, but not with this.
Captain Vanilla.
It's my favorite ice cream.
It's
the only kind of ice cream that they should make.
But then you just put more stuff in it and it's better.
Well, that's fine. Make it your own, but that's all they should sell is vanilla.
I would have to make it my own. Never mind. I'm not going down this stupid rabbit hole with you. You irritate the S.
Back, burrito.
You're probably the guy that's like, no, don't put anything extra in my burrito. No, just keep it bean.
Bean, cheese, and sauce. That's all. And onions. That's all you need in a burrito.
I mean, yeah, for a bean burrito.
Yeah, that's. You don't have to say bean with it because that is a burrito. That's all it should be in a burrito.
But then there's the burrito supreme.
Oh, that's pretty good too. I'm gonna have to start with Taco Bell on the way home.
Ah, there you are.
By the way, I did go home Monday and I made biscuits and gravy Monday night after the show.
Well, we'll have to make sure that again at some point on one of our daily shows when they do start up that I make chocolate gravy for you so you can try it. And we'll have a bunch of things to make Tim try.
Cooking with Colby.
As we also then, I guess he's going to end up trying to make me watch stupid movies that I can't stand.
Great movies, Colby.
I just.
What was the one that Monday I told you had to watch?
I'm still contemplating it, but it was Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona. I can't believe. See, talk about vanilla. And you're so mid, Colby.
I am not.
Don't like comedies. Give me a break. Everyone likes comedies.
I've tried them. Not a lot of them make me laugh.
Well, you're trying the wrong ones.
I mean, Tropic Thunder was hilarious. That's the last
Raising Arizona is way funnier than Tropic Thunder.
I doubt your face.
And way more quotable.
I double doubt your face.
What do you mean, you people?
As you're quoting Tropic Thunder, what do you mean, you people?
Oh. It is a great movie. I'll give you that.
All right, Tim.
That's funny because our list is the according to the American Film Institute, Colby, the people who know about such things.
I don't agree with him.
We have the top 10 comedy movies of all time. And yeah, you're going to hate this list because you've probably never seen one of them.
You know what? We'll also do a ding challenge. I'm going to pull up my sound effects and connect to the Bluetooth. That's pulling back the curtain on the a little production action
Right.
there. And I'm going to find a sounder, and I'm just going to sound it off every time it's a movie that I've actually seen.
Okay. So you don't even need to connect because I guarantee you've never seen any of these movies.
I might have been forced to see one or two of them. That's what's going to make it.
And this goes way back. Like this goes back to I think one of the movies is from the 30s. And by the way, I've seen every one of these movies that are on this list.
Now, if this was an action movie list, different.
We'll do that. We'll do that on Monday. We'll do the top 10 action movies according to the American Film Institute.
That'd be neat. I can't believe I just said neat.
Golly, Colby, you're so mid.
That's right. That's right. I'm so mid. I'm so basic with the words that I used, even though I believe mealy mouth was used.
What is that?
Mealy mouth?
What's a mealy mouth?
When you're like sad in your face.
Never heard of that before.
Huh. Dad used it all the time. It's when all that's coming out of your face is gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook. I've heard of that before.
Mm-hmm.
Colby, breaking news is I just received a direct message on Twitter from Francesca Guidiotti, who I do not know. It says, "You must be the best blessed man in the world since I'm really spicy, ATM, and I would be blissful to add you for my secret show." So she sent me a link for her secret show right there.
Oh, okay.
So apparently some chick wants me to see her naked.
Yes.
You get tweets like that?
You know what? No, I don't. And, well, not as many as what you claim to get on that. Every once in a while, but then immediately as soon as somebody does that, I unfollow them.
You think I'm the only one she sent that to?
Yes, and also the stripper is really into you.
Oh, well, we know that.
Right. That's also a thing.
That's a thing.
So there's that. Tim!
What's up, Colby?
What day is it today, bud?
I'm so glad you asked here on this July 5th. Happy birthday, America. We hope everybody had a safe weekend. We hope you're back to work, back to the grind like we are. I didn't even have a day off over the weekend, so.
Neither did I.
That's how it works in this business. Colby, today is National Bikini Day.
Every bikini or a specific bikini? And Tim, what is your favorite one?
Are there different kinds?
There is, of course, different kinds.
I don't know then. Just the bikini is my favorite bikini.
I mean, there's your thicker waist, thicker everything, just pretty much covers the whole thing bikini. There's the V-back, there's the T-back, there's the boy cut, there's the string bikini.
Ooh, I do like the boy cut short. See, I don't consider that a bikini, though.
If it's two pieces, it's a bikini.
Oh, that's not true. Not all two pieces are bikinis.
No.
But all bikinis are two pieces.
I
don't think that's right. I don't think all two-piece. The bikini is a style of a two-piece.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because no, wait.
Yeah.
If a chick walks by and it looks like she has on her swimming bra and panties, that's a bikini.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a style of two-piece is a bikini.
Then, okay. But then when, Sports Illustrated had its bikini, or I guess it was his swimsuit issue, so I can't use that. But they're all different. I guess I just like swimsuits.
Yeah, see, I think the term bikini, though, has sort of become loose where everyone sort of applies it to different styles. But I think originally it was just a style of swimsuit, of two-piece.
I don't think that's that anymore.
Like the girls' two pieces, if it's just the strap and there's no, anything around your neck.
Yeah.
That's not I don't call that a bikini.
What do you call
It's just
that?
it's a two-piece. But it's not a bikini.
No, I just call it a bikini because it's two-piece.
For instance, oh Lord.
By the way,
Not showing that picture.
if you you have your favorite style of bikini and agree with me, go ahead and comment down below. If you think a bikini is a specific thing and you've always believed that, then comment for Tim down below. So you can do that. Or if you've downloaded us, which most of you have, 214-937-0569. We want your feedback on bikini talk.
Dude, we need more bikini talk, don't we?
So
for instance, this right here. Oh, we're really bogging down today, aren't we?
I mean, there's not many days that we get Bikini Day right off the top.
That we get excited about?
Right.
So, for instance, this is what I call a bikini, if you're watching this on the screen here. That's a bikini.
Okay, that is a bikini. Now, do you have the one that you don't call a bikini?
Yes, let me grab one of those for you here thusly.
Because this is where I think we're going to disagree real quick.
Please hold for the next available non-bikini two-piece. Oh, I probably shouldn't have just put in bikini then, huh? Because they're all going to be bikinis.
They're all bikinis.
That's how Google works.
Yeah, two-piece bathing suits. It's going to be a bunch of dudes.
You have a two-piece, Colby?
Yes.
Do you?
No.
Okay, yeah. For instance, this then. As I'm trying to pull the picture up. Move it over here. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Screen capture.
Oh, my God.
Now we have to go over here. See, you don't understand what I have to go through to put stuff on the screen, right?
You know what? I don't.
All right, so this is not a bikini. That is a two-piece.
See, that looks like workout gear. That doesn't even look like a...
Like a bathing suit?
Right.
Nah, that's a bathing suit.
Okay. Well, if somebody were to say, I would probably call... I say I would have called that a bikini, too.
All right. Just we differ. It is also Armenia Constitution Day.
Way to go.
It is also Foreign Slovaks Day. I don't know what any of those words mean.
But what about the non-foreign Slovaks? They don't get a...
I guess they don't get a day.
Okay.
Or it's a different one. How about Mechanical Pencil Day?
I never liked the mechanical pencil.
Man, I loved mechanical pencils. My dad was an engineer and a draftsman, so we had those laying around our house all the time. I thought it was so cool to use one.
It just, every time when I was doodling with those, I would just end up keep having to click to find more lead, and then it's like, F it.
Then you got to refill it.
Right.
With a special kind of lead. How about National Apple Turnover Day?
Nothing wrong with an apple turnover.
Love me an apple turnover. And speaking of crackers, and I don't mean white people. How about National Graham Cracker Day?
Graham crackers are all right.
That's probably one of my favorite crackers.
Graham cracker is more about what you're going to do with it than actually just go eat a graham cracker.
Oh, I enjoy them by themselves.
Like, you put a little peanut butter on it.
Oh, no.
Maybe, you dip it in a little milk or something.
Oh, my God.
These are all things. I mean, this isn't just because of you.
This is terrible.
These are things that I do with graham crackers.
All of those are terrible ideas, Colby. You eat the graham cracker.
Make a s'more.
That's okay. That's somewhat acceptable, I guess. S'mores are unnecessary too. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you obviously
they're fun to
don't
make,
know.
but whatever.
They're amazing.
You got to burn the marshmallow and you got to melt the chocolate.
Right.
And then I'm in. How about National Hawaii Day?
That's, you know what, man?
Do we have a National Texas Day?
We should.
I mean, yeah, if you're going to have a Hawaii Day.
Of course, if they had a National Texas game, what do you think everybody's going to do? They're just going to run outside and
shoot guns.
Shoot guns and
like 4th of July.
Smoke stuff.
It is National Ian Day.
Just for all the Ians.
People named Ian or Ian, however you want to pronounce it. It is also National Sylvia Day.
Okay.
Go Sylvia. If you have any Sylvias in your life, go tell them Happy Sylvia Day. Colby, the day for us, apparently, it's National Workaholics Day.
Huh. Yeah. So if I'm not working or I'm not at the gym working, I'm probably asleep.
Colby, it is National Pet Remembrance Day. Show our sympathy for the deceased companion animals that we have lost. I've lost a few.
Yes, and I have too. All right. when that day ran across your brain, the pet that you miss the most?
My recently it's probably been 4 years ago now, my little puppy, Piper.
Mine, who got plenty of airtime talked about on The Fan, actually once made sure and told Kevin and Corey that if this dog was hanging off a cliff and so were they, and I could only save one, it'd be the dog. It was my dog Mitzi, who was my dad's dog.
Yep.
And ended up with me because I looked like my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mitzi liked you, huh?
Yep. Mitzi was a great dog. Princess is following along behind that.
Yep.
Didn't name the princess, in case you didn't know. It wasn't because I was once Princess Fuzzy Nuts on the air.
Yeah, you were.
That was
Princess Fuzzy Nuts.
The nickname that the fan text gave me. Princess Fuzzy Nuts.
Princess Fuzzy Nuts. Yeah, I went through a string there in like the course of 3 months. I lost like 3 pets.
Right.
Due to death. One was a big, he was only 7 months old, but he had the intestinal torsion thing that we didn't even know he was suffering from. I woke up one morning and he was dead. I had to call a friend to come over and help me move him. He was so big, like to help me put him in the car.
Wow.
Take him to the vet. And yeah, so I went on a string there. I didn't like pets because they were dying. And finally, Colby, it is Work Without Your Hands Day.
Now, to all you butchers out there, this was not a good day to try. This is not a good day for you to celebrate.
No,
because I can't imagine what other. Not only would it be all of the meat, the butcher shop would be feet meat now.
Oh,
but you're probably not as accurate with your slicing and cutting and stuff. You might end up being toeless.
Toeless Joe Jackson.
That's right. Right.
Poor baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
Had to run without his toes.
It's kind of hard. You end up just clippity clapping.
Flippity flapping.
That's right.
Why are those words funny?
Because they're fun to say.
Flippity flapping. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Now it's time for that segment where we go through all the people that were born today, and then I make a list up of the people that I think are famous enough to make the list, and then we offer them to you, along with ourselves, to find out who is the good person, the bad person, and the ugly person. Starting off today's list, Catherine? Said that weird. Catherine Hellman.
See, a cross between Catherine and Kathleen.
That's right.
Catherine, or you're Asian.
Or you could just call her Mona from Who's the Boss.
She's no longer with us.
She passed away in 2019.
Okay, that's what you said. Dude, for an old lady, she's kind of hot.
Even like the picture of her when she's like 90, you're like, yeah, I can still see where she was.
Yeah.
She was hot.
I associate her, though, with the comedy Soap.
Okay.
Remember that show?
No.
Where Billy Crystal got his start?
Mm-mm.
It's from the late 70s, early 80s. It was a sitcom, but it was like a parody of a soap opera. It was called Soap, and it followed these two families, very much like a soap opera. They'd have all the soap opera scenarios and stuff.
Right.
But they were just ridiculous. It was really, but you hate comedies, so,
Right. I didn't know that Billy Crystal was a thing until City Slickers.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he was huge.
So.
He played a gay character, too, like in the late 70s on TV. That was kind of a big deal.
Probably the most inapropos name that has ever been given to a football player, especially this guy, Richie Incognito. He's 40 years old.
He had sort of a checkered storyline through football.
He really did. He really didn't lie low like his last name would.
No. Dolphins, right? And Bills.
Yeah, and roughed up some people, and I ended up threatening some people at a funeral with a gun or something. Not really that great. Unapropos, so apropos name. Just a Poe. I'm whelmed.
Cameron Poe.
Yeah, Goose Gossage turned 72 years old today.
Mustache.
Yes, and that when you think that mustache. Like, I don't even think about an actual goose when I hear goose. I still think about his face.
Yep.
So
he still has that too, with the wax on the ends that he curls it up with.
just that, what?
That's dedication, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's being able to grow a mean mustache, too. Not everybody's follically available in the lip area to grow monsters like that.
No.
He was. Wrestler Adam Cole is 34 years old. That was the as Gary was working and Adam Cole came back to the AEW. That was the wrestler he was excited about. So I went ahead and threw him in here. To give you the news, not really, but to play some tunes, it's Huey Lewis, and he is 73 today.
No longer singing, Colby. You know why?
Because I don't know why.
He's deaf now. He's lost all hearing.
That's going to be me.
And he obviously can't sing if he can't hear himself, so. But, dude, Huey Lewis and the News are great.
That's what I hear.
But, of course, you're not going to try them.
I've heard some of their songs. I just can't.
It's a very un-Colby thing to do, to listen to Huey Lewis.
I've heard their songs before. I know of their greatness. It's just
not your style.
Just not it, man.
They're great.
Just not it.
I mean, their sound epitomizes the 80s.
Pretty much what also turns me off about it.
Really?
There's not many things in the 80s as far as music's concerned that makes me excited.
Oh, man, it was the second best decade for music.
It was not.
By far. If you say 90s, we might just end the show right now.
The 90s, we started having actual musicianship show back up again.
No. Nothing about the 90s is music.
Well, you're dumb.
I hate 90s music.
Everybody put down their
Pearl Jam.
Their synthesizers.
Hell did they ever do?
A lot, sir.
Did nothing but ruin music.
A lot, sir. Thank you very much. This guy's he's P.T. Barnum. He passed away in 1891. But
really?
Yeah, or he was born then. One of those two. I wrote down the date. Maybe wrote it down wrong. But the guy that's behind, one of the guys behind the Barnum and Bailey Circus.
I'm pretty sure they're dead now, right? They
still
have those, do they? Yeah, he died in 1891. But he died on my birthday.
Well, look at that.
80 years before I was born, on the day, April 7th, 1891. He was born in 1810.
I knew somehow you were, in line with a circus, or at least a bunch of clowns.
Never been to a circus, Colby.
Wait, you've never been to a circus?
Never went to a circus. There's no way I would. No, I never wanted to. It seems stupid to me.
I've been to a few, and one of them that I went to had what started my, oh my God, I have to ride one of those. It's the motorcycle guy in the
cage. Dude, that looks terrifying, man.
That looked amazing.
No.
Just hit the gas and just.
I was afraid somebody's going to get hurt.
You were afraid of it, and I was like, what if that happened?
You were hoping for it.
I'm like the NASCAR guys that you're watching people on the roundy round.
Yep.
Just waiting for the roundy round to be a roundy stop.
On the roundy round.
That's that'd be Will Nettles has brought that about. It's no longer an oval track, it's the roundy round. RZA turns 54 years old today. You probably don't know him. He's a member of the Wu-Tang Clan. And also, he was the man with the iron fists. He was the guy with the iron fists in the movie, The Man with the Iron Fists.
Never heard of it.
It's a martial arts movie. It also had Batista in it. So
the wrestler dude?
That's also in the Marvel movies and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's no longer in the Marvel movies?
No, he's not. He's doing something else now, but maybe I'll tell y'all what he's doing at some point. I mean, I know it.
That would be awesome.
Edie Falco turned 60 years old.
Actress.
Yes.
Sopranos.
Yes.
Never seen an episode.
I've seen a couple.
But she's not bad looking.
She should play that character, though, she plays, though.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of other characters.
She was on another show that I watched a couple of episodes of called Nurse Jackie, I think was the name of it. Right after Sopranos. They were trying to ride her hot hand.
Okay.
Wasn't bad.
been there before. Never mind. And turning 29 years old today, and he'd be doing a lot more in that All-Star game if it wasn't for blisters. It's Shohei Ohtani.
Colby.
Can't hate him. He's that good.
Greatest baseball player the world has ever seen in history. I'm ready to say it.
I don't know if I'm right there with you yet, but he's damn good, that's for sure.
Man, he's awesome.
You'll have to convince me like I convinced you of the Tom Brady goatness.
Oh, I don't know that you convinced me.
Pretty sure I did.
I mean,
you hated the idea until I explained it all very slowly to you. This was a drunk sports podcast when this happened.
Were you the one that because I did? I remember recognizing it at one point. No, this was just after he won the Super Bowl with Tampa.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm like, no, okay, look, he did it somewhere outside of New England. So, okay, fine, he's the greatest. And, and he had like, I don't know, 15 rings out of 18, I don't know, whatever it was. But couldn't beat Eli Manning, which makes Eli Manning better than Tom Brady.
I don't know if I can handle that stupidity.
It's great logic right there.
It's not. So that's the list. Now, yes, I had to do some digging to come up with the names that we have, but we have at least 10 here to pick from. So, Tim?
Colby, you forgot.
Uh-oh.
Britty 44.
Who?
Britty 44. She's one of the most famous YouTubers.
Okay.
And she's a hot.
I didn't know her.
It's also Pauly D's birthday from Jersey Shore.
You know what? I saw him, and I just didn't write him down.
It's also Tavier Mowry's birthday. I think he's one of the, remember the twin Tia and Tamara Mowry? He's probably related to them.
Okay.
And some actress named Ryan Shane, who's hot. I don't know who she is, though.
I saw these people, didn't know who they were, so I didn't.
They're on my, the one that I look up for the daily thing that you do birthdays to. And on Facebook birthdays, Colby, I think we did actually by accident some of these on Monday, so they get double mentions.
All right.
Today, Zach Rowe's birthday.
0. Yeah, we shouted him out already, but
yeah, we did.
0. Good luck on that photography stuff you're doing, bud.
Danny Miles, formerly of The Ticket,
right?
And Motorsports Weekly with me and NASCAR Dennis back in the day.
To Danny, and this is your second mention again,
Yep.
but to Danny, happy birthday, and also your brother Darius.
Darius Miles. How about Michael Gruber?
Ah, Shoopy.
It's Shoopy's birthday, I think, on Saturday. And another former Ticket guy, Rich Phillips.
Oh.
On Sunday, celebrates a birthday.
Well, somebody needs to talk him into stepping back behind the news desk.
Right? He's a good newsman.
He is.
Now he's a realtor.
Huh.
I think he's still doing, of course, the radio voice of the SMU Mustangs.
Right.
Been doing that for years and years and years.
Maybe we can get him to do our Mustangs Blitz.
God, that would be awesome. All right, Colby. It's all of our Facebook birthdays.
Woo.
So, my good? I'm not going to go Shohei Ohtani because he plays for the Angels.
All right.
The Los Angeles, California Angels of Anaheim, California, and Los Angeles. So, that being said, Huey Lewis is my good. I knew you were going to say that. My bad? Richie Incognito.
It's really pretty easy there.
Just a bad dude in general. And my ugly, I don't know what he looks like, but because of who he is, I'm going to say he's probably not an attractive person. Whoever the RZA guy is that's in Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him ugly because he was able to hold the lead spot in a movie.
That's just because he's famous already for bad music.
It wasn't bad music. It was Wu-Tang, dude.
You just agreed with me.
No, I did not. That is for sure. My good is definitely not Huey Lewis.
Such a hater, man. You're saucy today.
My good. You know what? Just because of what you did, my good. Even though with all the others on here, I am going RZA.
Just to spite.
Because you're a dick.
You got a spiteful pick.
My bad. Well, that's pretty easy. It's Richie Incognito.
We agree on one.
I agree with that. And my ugly, it's P.T. Barnum.
I almost went him because even when he was alive, he was pretty ugly.
Yeah, he wasn't really going after the whole, I'm going to look good and do this. He's just like, man.
Did anyone do that in the 1800s, though, where there was somebody trying to look good?
Some people were, and some people didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
Just going to be up there and be a fat cat. I mean, if you look up the definition of the old school fat cat, P.T. Barnum is probably going to be the picture you see.
Yeah.
So there's my good, bad, and ugly right there. And if you have any for your good, bad, and ugly, then, do something with it. Don't just keep it to yourself.
Yeah, we always want to hear everybody's good, bad. Or send us your birthday. If it's your birthday on one of our shows, just text us or shout. I don't know if you can. Well, you can text us on the studio text. 214-937-0569. We'd love to hear when your birthday is, and we'll put you on our list of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Colby, we've got a little sports for our sports segment here. As it's time for the 7:45 sports report here on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show. Colby, we had some firings.
We did.
Over at that ESPN, the four-letter network.
They're setting fire to that place.
And this is the second go-around they've had. Remember, what was it, 2017 or 2018 they did this?
Right.
And a bunch of people lost their gigs. And we've got some notables here. Let's go through the list. We may need to talk about one because he's been linked to a Dallas team. But Jeff Van Gundy is gone.
Yep.
Max Kellerman is gone. Keyshawn Johnson is gone. Susie Colbert.
Damn.
Steve Young. Draft guru Todd McShay.
Damn.
Jalen Rose.
Okay.
Matt Hasselbeck.
Damn.
LaFonso Ellis.
The
very hot Ashley Brewer. We may need to get her on our network.
Yeah.
June Lee, who I never heard of. Jordan Cornette, never heard of. I thought Jason Fitz, though, is gone.
Okay, never heard of.
David Pollock. Nick Friedel.
Bye.
Doug Kazarian.
Bye.
Andre Ward. And Colby, maybe the biggest name on this list. Not Gene Wojciechowski. Woj!
The Woj bomb.
The Woj bomb is gone from Espen.
Of course, Woj, he's just going to Woj bomb on the internets.
He'll just do his own thing now.
Right. He can now just go on anybody's show that he wants to. Probably get paid to go do anything. Paid interviews. Hey, you want the
freelance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably true. Or like Fox or somebody will go pick them up.
There's a couple here that I don't like because they were my favorite parts or some of my favorite parts of ESPN. And the victim of I don't care about the Jets struggling. I just want to kiss you.
Struggling.
Susie Colburn, man. I really liked her in that lead role on their football coverage. That was awesome to have her gone. Ugh. And Max Kellerman, I know he could be annoying, but he felt like he was genuine on his annoying level. Like, this is just who I am. I'm Max Kellerman. And it wasn't like...
And he owned it, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a fakeness. And I was kind of digging a lot of what he had to say, even if I disagreed with it. So those are two that I don't like. One I do like, because of Dallas Mavericks ties, is the Van Gundy leaving. Because now, I would love for him to come do what I was hoping he would do in the offseason anyway, is come be a sounding board for one Jason Kidd.
Somebody needs to be.
I think that Jason Kidd has the ear of the locker room, and they'll do what buttons he's pushing. And the fact that we've had some of our younger talent kind of grow up because of Jason Kidd having faith in them, we haven't seen that around here. What I want to see is somebody go, Okay, yeah. All right, kid. Yeah, what do you want? We need to do some of these other things as well.
Right.
I don't know how he just turned Texan kid, but anyway. I would love to see that. And hopefully we get that because, I think Jason Kidd has the locker room and he knows a lot about things, but to be able to also have that older statesman sounding board kind of even him out a little bit, I think would be a perfect marriage.
Yeah, and I would be excited for that to happen. I don't know what the odds are. I heard about that from you, and I haven't seen it anywhere else. Today they were talking about somewhere I was listening to possibility of him joining his brother, who I guess works for was it Fox?
Okay.
I can't remember who his brother works for. Stan, of course.
Right.
Stan Van Gundy, ex-coach as well. But no, I think Van Gundy's awesome on TV. Like, he can do no wrong.
He can't.
Next to you had him and Mike Breen doing play-by-play, and who was the other guy? Their third, I can't remember his name. Ex-player, ex-coach, crap. But man, Van Gundy, he wasn't afraid to call anybody out, man. He called the league out lots of times. I remember he went on a rant about flopping. He's like, if the league had let me, I'd fix it right now.
Right.
You just start fining them and create it, make it like a technical foul, and people will stop doing it. I mean, but dude, he went on this extended rant. It was pretty funny. Kellerman's another one that surprised me. Keyshawn Johnson, I don't really give three craps about what he does and where he goes.
I like Key.
I'm not a fan. Hated him with the Cowboys, too. Steve Young, of course, he came over to ESPN from the NFL Network.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe he's got a gig back over there if he wants one.
Okay. Hasselbeck, I like when he starts talking. I know you're about to get to him. Steve Young, I really could have give a crap every time he opened his mouth.
Yeah, he kind of had generic talk, right?
It wasn't really any information that I thought that he could bring to the table.
Yeah.
It's like when you hear Troy talk about it, it's still from that insider look and what have you, and it was, okay, all right, this may be basic information, but it's telling it from a slightly different angle.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tony Romo. Same thing with a lot of the former Carolina Panther tight end that's doing so well.
Greg Olsen.
He's
real good, yeah.
I love to hear, and Hasselbeck, love to hear those guys talk. Randy Moss. Steve Young opens up his mouth and just like, what are you saying? It's almost Dan Marino-esque.
Yeah.
That's not really any helpful information. It just rolled out. It's like you just basically said filler over to you.
Yeah, and I don't know, how he's respected or how he gets responded to, in the industry or anything like that. I'm sure the players respect him because of who he is,
right?
And what he did, and all that crap. Riding Joe Montana's coattails all those years. Yeah, I mean, I can give him or take him or leave him. I don't really care. Another one that did surprise me though was Todd McShay.
Yeah. The fact that the one that wasn't on there was who I thought McShay was going to eventually replace, but they're still going to keep hairspray guy.
Yeah.
Oh crap! The only time we ever talk about him is around the draft, and I forget he exists.
Kiper.
Yes.
Mel Kiper Jr.
Wobblehead.
Yeah. He's probably not making that much money anyway. This was obviously about money.
Right.
So still employed, Stephen A. Smith.
Because he better be.
Because you can't get rid of him. Pat McAfee just signed a huge contract with ESPN.
That'll be worth it.
J.J. Redick, Joe Buck, of course, Troy Aikman. And the one that I think you like this guy because he just got a truck full of money from ESPN last year or earlier this year. And I don't get it. It's Kendrick Perkins.
I don't like Kendrick Perkins. A lot of what rolls out of his mouth is just not. It's so much opinion and not any fact.
Right.
that he's rolling with, and it's really shop jockery.
Yeah.
Did I just make up a word?
Shop jockery.
But I can't even say a but to it. That's it. That's every time I see him, he's just like he's writing a website headline.
Yeah.
When he talks, and I guess that's money, but I don't find it entertaining.
And some of these guys, I think they, Andre Ward, Kazarian, Friedel, Pollock, I don't know who he is. Fitz, I don't know. Jordan Cornette, I don't know.
Well, Jordan Cornette's Jim Cornette's kid. He just goes on ESPN without the tense around.
Oh. June Lee, I don't know who that is. Joon, I don't know who that is. LaFonso Ellis, whatever. For the most part, ESPN's coverage of sports is terrible anyway.
Well,
other than football,
you have alternatives.
Right.
You used to not have an alternative.
Yeah.
Now you do, and it's everybody with a microphone, including right here on FanStream Sports.
That's right.
What up? And you can find better sports coverage because they're still trying to cover every part of the bowl.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is find the niche guys that are like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cover exactly what I exactly know about.
Yep.
So if you're looking for, homegrown people talking about the home teams, well, you don't go to ESPN. They travel over to FanStream Sports today for our Blitzcast, where they will be done by fans of those teams.
Passionate fans of each
right.
one of those teams who have something to say, and they're not afraid to express their opinions.
You may have to go start checking those out.
Because we're about to have a lot more of them, including your favorite team, college and pro. Right here at FanStreamSports.com. By the way, reminder for everybody, you can catch all of our live programming, video and audio at the new FanStreamSports.com. We have the live stream link up there, up at the top, or embedded in the homepage right there in the middle. You've got the latest video for the live show. We're on there right now.
Hello!
Yeah, how do you like that? Mm-hmm. And, of course, if you have an Android phone like Colby,
that's right,
you can go download the FanStream Sports app and get all of your live programming there, as well as the latest episodes of each of our shows. And when we go live, that's on there. It interrupts the stream, and we go live. So there you go.
You have us in your car.
Yeah, just like the radio. It's a novel idea. Woo. Did you know Henry Ford was against putting radios in cars? He's like, nobody's going to want to listen to the radio when they're in the car.
Yeah, they're paying attention to what they're doing.
And this is also the guy who didn't want to make cars in any other color but black. He resisted that for years.
He's a basic man.
Man, he made the car.
He did.
And the assembly line.
He had, real basic and mid tastes.
I don't know anybody like that. I mean, vanilla ice cream's really good, though. So there you go. Colby, you want to take us a break?
I can. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the top 10 comedy movies of all time per AFI, which that's not a band you haven't heard of. That's the American Film Institute. What's in Tim's beard? It just involves Arnold and maybe other things. And news and notes, where I look for the weird in the internet and I bring it to you. That's all coming up on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show. Next.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do, because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs, right? Clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs. Like, right off the bat. If you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, buddy. So, get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. You want to pick the colors. Well, use your own custom. Maybe you have a logo in there. Your logo. Like Prince. Just have a symbol. That's the case? Dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want done. By actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. You know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank, You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today because Orca Golf, the best choice in the game.
Hi golfers, IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine, it's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your turf life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new Fan Stream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more Fan Stream Sports.
Welcome back to a Wednesday edition. Almost said Monday. Wednesday edition of the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show right here live from our hot Dallas Fan Stream Sports DSP Media Studios.
Monday was the hottest day on the earth ever.
God almighty, it was hot, dude.
Yes.
I don't mean that in a hot way. I mean in like hot temperature.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just hot, you say hot. If it's hot, you hot.
I mean, we have this kind of hot that's on the screen now for those of you watching.
Hot.
That's not the kind of hot I'm talking about. It was very temperature hot.
It was very, very fire hot.
Fire hot. There you go. Like walking on the surface of the sun. Colby, before we get into list this.
Okay.
We like to, I guess when there's radio incidences, where a host goes off or has a misadventure with a caller or something like that.
Yep.
Then, of course, we love those because we've been there. And for those who don't understand why radio shows don't like to take calls, because hosts, pulling the curtain back a little bit, hosts will avoid taking calls at all costs.
Usually.
For the most part. And you're about to hear one of the reasons why. As we had an incident where a caller, and it didn't take long, but dude, totally pissed off the host here. And this is ESPN New York. It's Pete Rosenberg. Is one of the hosts. And I think Michael Ray is the other guy. And a caller, and so they also broadcast like we do, Colby. They do their YouTube thing, right?
Right.
So you have the option to go see the video, right? Well, this guy apparently tuned into the video, and he was completely put out by what one of the hosts has behind him on the wall. Didn't like it a bit, and poor Pete Rosenberg didn't like that. The caller didn't like it.
Okay.
So we actually have the video here. We're going to play it, but of course everybody will hear the audio as well. as we cue that. Shippy, can you go ahead and get that going for us? Thanks.
Shippy!
Let's go to Greg in Ronkonkoma. What's up, Greg?
Hi, Michael.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Big fan, buddy.
Thanks.
Listen, I just looked up at my TV and I see this picture of Method Man in the background. I was going to talk to you about Harrison Beta's reception in St. Louis. I thought it was just unbelievable. But I got this Method Man in my background.
Okay. Well, that isn't. That was.
What's that got to do with sports radio?
Well, Method Man is that Don when he was singing?
It's in Peter's picture. You know,
Yeah.
it just bothers me. You know,
Well, you know what, Greg?
why-
You know what? It's a radio show. Listen on the radio. It doesn't matter if Peter has a clown behind him.
Why does it bother
Yeah, I'm
you?
not listening on the radio.
But why? But Greg, help me out. Greg, help me out. Why does it bother you that Method?
You know his arrest record? I'm here for sports information.
Oh my
Guy's
God.
a thug.
Dude, Greg,
Guy's a
Greg, hey,
thug,
Greg,
dude.
Greg, shut your mouth. Shut your stupid,
Whoa.
ignorant mouth. You know nothing. You know nothing about Method
know
Man.
nothing?
He's a
Who you
thug.
talking to,
Shut
you
your
little-
stupid, racist mouth, Greg. How about that? Shut up. No more for you, Greg.
He's a racist.
You're a racist, Greg. Anyone who would look at a picture of Method Man and be offended when you look up what he's contributed to the world and you want to call him a thug, you're a racist piece of garbage. Hang up on Greg. Goodbye, Greg. Shove it.
I'm amazed that the background behind Peter is upsetting Greg.
It's an old Hot 97 subway poster that he was
But why
offended
would that
by.
upset him? Again, what everybody always seems to forget, this is a radio show that's being
Wow.
simulcasted. If Peter chooses to do the show naked, then turn on the radio off the visual bothers
We've been
you.
there.
And by the way, I don't know what's going to happen later in the show.
So Greg doesn't like Method Man.
Right, which
I mean, I don't know anything about Method Man. I barely know who he is.
he's greatness.
But Greg, and I don't know anything about his arrest record, if he raped. I mean, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China while you're listening to a radio show?
Talking about the Yankees, supposedly, because of the highlights they were playing.
Yeah.
And then he goes, see, that is not the typical person you get. If you ever called in to a radio show, well, the reason why your radio host may not be quite as interested in doing that is because now their precious radio time that they're using to try and garner interest all revolves around if you have something good to say. They have no control over what you say.
Right.
And you could have something that would contribute, and a lot of callers do, but then you have the people that lock up or the people that go completely stupid. And it can happen to anybody. You're like shock and awe of, oh, I'm through, because there's the waiting game. There's the, oh my gosh, am I going to get on? And then some people just want to get on to hear themselves on the radio and not actually contribute. And then you get Greg's, this guy
Clueless.
that thinks that everything that they have in their brain is correct and nobody else is, and they need to express themselves in that manner. And that was, I would have been supremely irritated too.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Completely, because that's not what we're talking about. That is not tabled on the subject, but you're so drawn so far off sides because of it that you have to stop what you're doing to mention it and to bring it up and to
complain about
and
it.
to be upset with it. You know what? Greg is the new Karen for me.
Right. He is.
Karens have gotten a bad rap because of the couple of Karens that have been out there. Now everybody named Karen's thinking about changing their name. Let's go with Greg's for the dude. I know it probably already got another name, but I'm going with Greg.
Yeah, I forgot what the Mel equivalent. I think they had one, but I don't remember what it was. So yeah, I mean, we appreciate Greg calling in up there to ESPN New York, and so that we could
Have some content.
enjoy some content there. But for the most part, my biggest complaint when we used to take calls was people who didn't turn their radio down and didn't understand that you can't be on the phone listening to your radio and on your radio at the same time.
Right,
Because there's a delay and an echo, and it creates a feedback loop that's horrible for radio.
My favorite was the person that was calling from their office and they would leave you on speakerphone, even though I told them no Bluetooth or speakerphone.
Right.
And then you'd hear them on the air and it'd be like, oh my God.
Click.
It's still, here's our station's impersonation of a dial tone. It's a really good one.
Sounds just like a dial tone, too.
Mm-hmm.
Colby, let's get into people love lists.
Huh.
And this is one that I found. I knew it was going to trigger you because you hate comedies.
I don't hate them. They just don't do what they're supposed to do for everybody else. I love action comedies.
Okay.
I'm down with the action comedy.
You may have seen one or two of these then, because I think there's some action comedies.
Well, I have got a sound effect. Ta-da! You hear that? That means that
That means you've seen it?
I've seen it.
Probably aren't going to hear Peter Griffin too much on this list.
All right, well.
One of these I don't consider a comedy, but the way they describe it, I mean, I've seen it 100 times and I would never have considered it a comedy, but they have it at number 9. So let's start at number 10, Colby. From 1980, Leslie Nielsen and Airplane. Ta-da! Figured that was going to be the one that you had.
Yes. Striker. Whack.
So did you know this is a shot-for-shot remake of a movie from the 50s?
No.
Literally shot for shot. I've seen YouTube videos of this. What was the name of it? And I had no idea till a couple of years ago when I saw this.
Okay, they didn't have the metal detector scene in the 50s where the women went through the scanners and all you saw was nakeds.
No, and I've never seen the original one. It was a remake of the 1957 thriller 0 Hour. Like literally shot for shot, line for line. The characters' names are exactly the same. It makes me love the movie even more. Because 0 Hour was supposed to be a thriller, a suspenseful thriller, right? Dude, and they just freaking made complete fun of it.
He's turned to jelly. So that makes sense with the lines then.
Yeah.
Because they weren't really, it was the sight gags that went along with the lines.
Yep. That's exactly why.
Except for, of course, when they were speaking jive.
Jive turkey?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, 1980s Airplane at number 10. Of course I've seen it, and it's probably in my top 10 as well. Don't know where I would put it. And it was Leslie Nielsen's first attempt at comedy.
It was great.
He was a serious actor up until that.
Airplane 2, Spaceballs. You got to watch the trilogy.
Right. Number 9 on the list is the one I didn't consider a comedy.
All right.
And I don't know if you've seen this. We'll find out. Peter Griffin will tell us. It's from 1967. Dustin Hoffman, Anne Bancroft, Catherine Ross, and The Graduate.
No.
You probably like The Graduate. Well, no, you probably wouldn't either.
No.
Great movie. I mean, it is a great movie. I don't consider it a comedy, though. Great soundtrack, too.
Yeah, Mrs. Robinson and the leg scene. Yeah, I know stuff about it. There was no way that any age Colby was going to look at that cover and be like, I got to see that.
It's great. It's a great flick. I don't consider it a comedy, but yes, of course, I've seen it. I mean, for anybody into cinematic history, yes, it's one of the movies that you have to go see.
I should go rewrite that.
Go rewrite what?
Cinematic history.
No, cinematic history is great the way it is. One that I am relatively certain Colby has not seen. Because he's very vanilla and meh with his movie choices. There's not a car chase or a plane crash or hand-to-hand combat. He's probably not going to see it.
Probably not, but you'd be surprised.
Colby, this is from 1939.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say I haven't seen it.
And yes, I've seen it multiple times. And yes, it is a classic. And yes, it is friggin' funny. It actually is the movie that probably started slapstick comedies.
Uh-oh.
It's called It Happened One Night. It's Clark Gable.
Nope, I haven't seen it.
Claudette Colbert, Walter Connolly. It's a Frank Capra movie.
Don't even know who most of these people are.
Clark Gable?
I know who he is. I said most.
Claudette Colbert?
Nope.
Oh, she's one of the icons of
The 30s?
well of cinema back then.
Yeah.
Of course, Frank Capra.
Mm-mm.
You ever seen It's a Wonderful Life?
Yes.
That was a Frank Capra movie.
All
Mr.
right.
Smith Goes to Washington.
Nope.
You ever see that?
Nope.
Not on the list, but it's a great movie. It's not a comedy, though. So, yes, the one that started all the slapstick, It Happened One Night at number 8 from 1939. Colby, another one of my maybe top 5 favorite movies of all time, because it spawned the TV show of the same name. That's one of my probably top 5 TV shows of all time. From 1970, MASH.
I have not seen the movie, and I thought the movie was about not a comedy.
Oh, it's very much a comedy.
Okay.
Based on the book. Yeah, it was a book first.
Right.
Oh, it's very much a comedy, yeah. Just
Okay.
like the TV show.
I mean, I've seen the TV show. For the longest time, I didn't even know there was a movie.
Oh, yeah. No, it was great. Donald Sutherland, Elliot Gould, Tom Skerritt, Sally Kellerman.
I know these people.
Yeah, I mean, they're great. Robert Altman, who was who started the TV series. He was only involved, I think, in the first season of the TV show, but it's maybe even funnier than the TV show. I mean, to be honest with you, it's, there's no laugh track like there was in the TV show.
Yeah, I'm going to be quite honest. I've seen multiple episodes of MASH. I don't think I've ever laughed.
Oh, it's one of my favorites. From 1974 at number 6, Colby, on AFI's top 10 comedy movies of all time. Pretty sure you've seen this one. Gene Wilder, Cleavon Little, Slim Pickens, Mel Brooks classic Blazing Saddles.
Ta-da! I love that movie.
Isn't that great?
It cannot be played today or made today.
You couldn't make it today, huh?
There's not a chance. But yes, that movie was hilarious.
So yeah, when they play it now on TV, there's a disclaimer before. I think it's on Max is where its home is. It's streaming home.
Okay.
And they put a pretty lengthy disclaimer at the beginning of the movie, but they play the movie as it was made.
And you know what? I don't think my kids have seen. I think that may be something we do. Kids, we're watching Blazing Saddles.
Dude, it was just on the other day. Sat through the whole thing again, man, and it was freaking hysterical. Richard Pryor was supposed to play the sheriff.
Right.
And couldn't. He had a conflict, but he recommended Cleavon Little. And I can't imagine
I can't
Richard Pryor doing that. I mean, I can, but
right.
Especially since Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor did so many other shows together, or other movies together. But, dude, racial slurs galore, right?
Everywhere.
But, yeah, I mean, if you've never seen it and you're into stuff like, dude, it's pretty great. Number 5, another one I will tell you right now, Peter Griffin will not say Colby has seen.
Oh.
You ever heard of the Marx Brothers?
I have heard of the Marx.
You know who they are? Groucho Marx, Harpo Marx, Chico Marx?
Yes.
This is from 1933, their most famous movie of all time. I've seen it 100 times. Duck Soup.
Never seen it.
It's slapstick comedies really that like we talked about weren't a thing really yet.
Right.
But physical comedy, that's what the Marx Brothers were all about, especially Groucho.
I'm gonna go slip out of these wet things and into a dry martini.
Right.
Thank you, Looney Tunes. That's how I knew that.
Looney Tunes kind of brought the Marx Brothers back, right? In the 60s?
Yes.
Of course, but we didn't watch it until the 80s. And they were still running it. Number 4, I'm going to say there's a 97% chance Colby has never seen from 1977. Maybe Woody Allen's greatest movie.
I might have been out just from Woody Allen.
with a very young and a very hot at the time Diane Keaton. It's Annie Hall.
Yeah, no.
Never seen it, have you?
Didn't want to.
One of the greatest movies of all time. Won the most awards at the 78 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay, and Best Actress.
Right.
Dominated. But it's just not your kind of movie.
It's really not.
I love all Woody Allen movies. They're great.
They're neurotic and can't stand
He's a great director. He's a terrible actor.
They're just out.
Woody Allen was his days what we would call probably like Ben Stiller movies are now.
Okay. All right.
A lot of uncomfortableness in some of them, you know?
No, and some Ben Stiller movies, awesome. Some of them I can't do it.
Right there with you. Number 3, Colby, on our list of AFI's greatest comedies of all time. I've seen this movie probably twice. It's not one of my favorites. It's got one of my favorite actors in it, though. And I'll say there's a 100% chance you have never seen this one, as it's from 1964. It's a very long, unnecessary title. Dr. Strangelove, or How I Stopped Worrying and I Learned to Love the Bomb.
I've only heard of this movie. I've never actually seen it.
One of my favorite actors, Peter Sellers, in the title role. It's a dark kind of a political comedy.
No.
Have you seen it?
I've seen half of it.
Okay, we'll count it.
I just couldn't get through it.
Okay, yeah, it's a tough one.
I couldn't get through it
a tough one.
because it had Peter Sellers in it, and
That's why I watched it for the first time.
loved Peter Sellers stuff.
Yep.
Just no, I couldn't make it.
It's a very politically charged kind of satire about a dumb general who almost triggers a nuclear war. It's pretty funny, though. Somehow that's funny. And it was Stanley Kubrick was the director.
That's probably another reason why I couldn't get through it, because some of Stanley Kubrick's movies are completely awesome. Some of them are just, I don't know what's happening. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's like Tim with food.
Too much?
Yeah.
Number 2, Colby, a movie that I saw in the movie theater as a young child, and my dad almost wouldn't let me go. Because, so it's funny, the next 2 movies, the top 2 movies on their list have a very common theme.
Okay.
Men dressing like women.
Bosom buddy style.
Bosom buddy style. And number 2 on the list from 1982.
Oh, dear.
Dustin Hoffman, Jessica Lange, Tootsie.
Ta-da!
You seen Tootsie? Yes! That was amazing.
I've seen it because of the fact that my mom wanted to see it. And I remember when, she would pick movies or whatever, their comedies, that would be, of course, you only had the one TV situation going on. So that's what you watched. And I watched it, and I didn't like anything that I was watching. I didn't.
I thought it was great. It was funny. Funny. Jessica Lange took home the movie's only award for Best Supporting Actress, and by the way, she was still hot back then. Sidney Pollack directed. It also had a very hot, still at the time, young Terry Garr, right before Mr. Mom.
Right?
Bill Murray, Dabney Coleman, Charles Durning. Typical kind of ushering in the 80s comedies, something like that. And the number 1, Colby, is probably one of my top 2 personal favorite movies. It's either 1 or 2 of all time. If I count Top Gun, I can't really count any other movies, so I usually don't count Top Gun because it is my favorite movie of all time. Always will be. Nothing will ever change that. But at number 1, and I bet I watch this movie maybe once a month.
Wow.
And I have for the last, I can't even tell you how many years because it's that great. From 1959, Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon and Marilyn Monroe in Some Like It Hot.
Nope.
Oh, it is so great, dude.
Nope.
I mean, it's set in the 30s.
No interest.
It's set in the 30s. And it's 2 out-of-work musicians who the only work they can find is in an all-girl band. So they, of course, they're in drag
Uh-huh.
almost the whole movie. They're being chased down by gangsters who, because they accidentally witnessed the St. Valentine's Day massacre in Chicago, they walked into the parking garage to get a car because they were borrowing a car, and it's like it happened right in front of them. So they're on the run. They make it to Florida, and dude, it's physical comedy, written comedy. It's great. It is a great. It's a Billy Wilder movie. I know that means nothing to you.
Nope.
I love every Billy Wilder movie. He also directed The Apartment with Jack Lemmon, Sabrina back in the day with Humphrey Bogart that was remade with Harrison Ford sometime in the early mid-90s. Great flick, great movie. But, for a top 10 comedy movies list from the American Film Institute, I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, because they missed out on a bunch of movies.
Well, you would put Airplane 1, 2, 3, Spaceballs, like all of those would be on your list, right?
Mel Brooks movies, of course. Multiplicity.
Oh, see, I wasn't a fan of Multiplicity.
That's hilarious. Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls.
Okay, see, you are not qualified to make best comedies.
Tropic Thunder. These are all comedies that made me laugh out loud. You can't tell me that Jim Carrey trying to escape a rhino's butt in the middle of the jungle because his fan broke and he comes out yes. Hilarious.
Right in front of people.
Oh my God. I couldn't stop laughing.
Okay, one funny scene doesn't make the whole movie funny.
Oh no. The whole thing was funny.
If I'm putting a Jim Carrey movie on a list, dude, it's going to be The Mask. It's not going to be any of the Ace Ventura.
Okay, The Mask was good. It's not his. No, The Mask was good just because The Mask was good. It wasn't hilarious at any point. It was just good.
Thought it was funnier than either one of the Ace Ventura movies. Laces out!
Bumblebee Tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna.
Your balls are showing. Come on, man.
Jim Carrey's just not funny anymore, though.
He's always funny. Always funny.
I hadn't been funny for 10 years. Wasn't a fan of Liar Liar. Wasn't a fan of The Cable Guy.
Well, Cable Guy wasn't funny.
The Mask is it for me, and
Wait. Me, Myself, and Irene?
hated it.
It's hilarious.
Hated it.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that the one where the dog dies?
Me, Myself, and Irene?
Yeah.
Don't remember that. I just remember him having all the split personalities and all that stuff.
I don't care for it.
It was great.
It's The Mask and maybe the first Ace Ventura. My top two of those.
Liar, Liar, when he's in the freaking elevator with the chick with big boobs. That's hilarious.
Meh.
You can't tell a lie. It's like, I just wanted to say, you've got big boobs. Oh, they're big jugs. I want to suck on them. No. He's trying to stop himself. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's fine. Just not, I don't know, just whatever.
Shots fired. I don't know how we dwindled into that, where I was trying to carry the whole comedy movie talk for a little bit.
That's crazy because you hate comedies.
I do. I hate most comedies, but I do have a list of them that I really like. And I think I gave it to you already.
That was your whole list.
That's pretty much it.
Airplanes, Ace Ventura,
Mel Brooks movies.
and Mel Brooks movies. What's your favorite Mel Brooks movie?
Oh my God.
Spaceballs, right? I think you already told me that.
Spaceballs is great.
See, mine's probably Blazing Saddles.
But there's so many. Blazing Saddles is hilarious as well. But ludicrous speed, man. And how many assholes do I have on this ship?
God, Mel Brooks is 97 years old, dude. Probably gonna die soon.
Lord Helmet.
Your Schwartz is as big as mine.
How can anybody breathe in this thing?
Dude, it's funny. I know.
It's great.
Trying to find a list of Mel Brooks movies. But we're fine. We're fine. Colby, I want to talk to you a little bit about what's been in my beard lately.
Okay. Did we have an intro for this segment yet? That is apropos.
For the whole show, right?
Pretty much.
We're all drunk.
Is some theme music going?
Yeah, I mean,
Colby, I found an interesting article because I'm interested in most things Arnold Schwarzenegger. Get to the chopper. Is not a tumor. Probably his best movie, right? Kindergarten Cop.
yeah, no. It is
That's
not his best movie.
What's your favorite Arnold movie?
Oh, my God.
If you had to name one.
It would probably be Predator.
Dude, that's what I was going to say.
It would probably be Predator.
That over Terminator? Any of the Terminator movies?
Well, T2 was awesome, but I think Terminator movies, I know it's Arnold based,
Yeah.
but and I know it's a Predator movie, but it was the first one, and it was really, Conan. Conan's good.
Right?
But I think Predator is my favorite.
Yeah, mine too, for sure. And that's one that I probably watch a couple times a year. The boys love it too, so they're always wanting, Dad, let's watch Predator. I can't say no to that, right?
No.
So when Arnold was a kid, his mother, remember, he grew up in Austria, right?
Right.
His mother had concerns about her young Arnie because he used to hang pictures of guys on his wall. His mother's biggest fear, even while he was bodybuilding, was that he was gay.
Okay. You know what? I can see that if you hang pictures of dudes on your wall as a kid, but...
So, of course, he was a young aspiring bodybuilder, right?
Right.
So he had posters of, like, boxers, wrestlers, bodybuilding champions of the day, whatever. Those are your heroes when you're a kid, right? So
yeah,
that's what he hung on his wall.
It was his targets. It was what he wanted to look like. He ended up looking better than all of them combined, probably.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger had something called an Evening with Schwarzenegger at the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures David Geffen Theater this past week. He said, quote, "My mother was always looking at that wall," and she said, I can't do it in an Arnold accent. She said, "All of your friends have pictures of girls. Where did I go wrong?" Wow. He said, and then she would cry for hours.
Oh, my God.
In front of the wall, crying, looking at the pictures of dudes on his wall. Asking him, where did I go wrong? To the point, Colby, she called a doctor.
To fix him?
She took Arnold Schwarzenegger as a boy to the doctor because she thought he might be gay.
What was the doctor going to do?
Ungay him.
Right.
Is there a surgery or something or a procedure?
I don't think so. I don't think you can be vaccinated for that.
Can you be ungayed?
Wait. I think I just triggered like 9,000 million people.
Yeah, probably so.
With that line of stupidity.
Colby.
My bad.
Some I would say. So she took Schwarzenegger to the doctor. The doctor said, well, there's not really anything to worry about. First of all, he said, it's quite normal. Kids in this age, they idolize men that are strong. Don't worry about it. He's not gay. Okay, number one, how did the doctor know he wasn't gay?
Well, I mean, obviously he did the test.
Give him the gay test?
Yeah, he did. He didn't see if he had it.
He touched his butthole and see if he got excited? Is that how that works?
That doesn't always prove anything, Tim.
No, I know, because, well, we don't have to get into that now.
Right.
Because I'm not gay. I'm very hetero.
Had to say admittedly real fast.
So, yeah, I mean, how would you, dude, even as a boy, and I don't say how old he was when this was going on, but your mom stands in front of your wall where your pictures of your heroes are and cries.
And obviously won't accept your explanation for any of it.
Because and obviously he told her. I mean, he had to, right? Doesn't say how he ever explained any of it, but I'm sure at some point he did. He had Hercules star Steve Reeves and the English bodybuilder Reg Park. Multiple posters of those guys in his room.
Right.
He said he read everything he could about the sport of bodybuilding, and he followed everything that they did. I don't know how you find stuff like that out back then. I mean, we're talking like probably late 50s or very early 60s.
Which also explains the context of why the lady was going all kinds of insane.
Sure.
It was a lot different back then, kids.
Yeah.
But still, well, A, you can find that stuff, and a lot of times you find that stuff because all it takes is like one of your friends or somebody that you know is into it, and then you just follow the magazines and whatever else you can get your little hands on. And that's actually, I mean, that's what shaped him. And the fact that it shaped him to the point that it did, even though it affected his mother so much, that's perseverance.
Dude. He said, my parents thought that I was a little bit sick in the head.
Right.
That's why they took him to the doctor. So then when they figured out what was going on, he was just obsessed with the sport and being like these guys. He said, then they thought I was still sick in the head and that I was overdoing it and that my obsession with the sport was going to be bad for my health.
Right. Now, the steroids were bad for his health.
Sure.
But this also everybody else was that was in the sport, probably still is in the sport, are doing all the stuff. And a lot of the guys that are in it now are just, it's so out in front that it's just a known of how much trend, how much dieball, how much all this stuff they've taken. So, but good God Almighty, can you imagine going in a time machine and just being able to be like a fly on the wall when this is all happening and just go, oh, you're taking him to the doctor for
that.
For gay?
Number one, do you think there's a test to tell you if he is or not?
Right.
And even if he is, what are they going to do about it?
Well, back then they would...
Lobotomy?
Well, I mean, I'm not... Maybe, but the other part was is they would have classes and stuff like that, and basically like Alcohol Anonymous, except for to try and cure that from you.
Scared straight.
Oh my God!
I mean, it gives a whole new meaning to that word, right?
It does, doesn't it?
Scared straight. Also, Colby, in my beard, something that may interest you. Do you remember Abdullah the Butcher?
I do remember Abdullah the Butcher.
Are you familiar with his recent plight?
I am not familiar with his recent plight, but...
He's a WWE Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He now claims he is broke, and he had to sell his ring for money. So, let's go over some of the business decisions that Abdullah the Butcher, whose real name is Larry Shreve.
Right.
That's not nearly as intimidating as Abdullah the Butcher, I guess.
No.
Larry the Butcher.
Now entering the ring,
Larry the Butcher.
Larry Shreve.
He is scheduled to appear on an AIW wrestling card in Ohio this year.
How old is Abdullah the Butcher?
He's 81.
They're going to put his old ass in the ring?
Colby, he needs the money.
I understand. He's 81.
He debuted in 1958.
Yes.
And wrestled through 2010. Many of those years as one of the most popular and most violent wrestlers in the business.
Right. He was ahead of his time back then. Now, if you go watch any of his matches, you're like, that's kind of basic.
Like anything in the 50s and 60s and 70s that you're going to watch, yeah.
Right. That's kind of basic. But I can't imagine Abdullah the Butcher at 81 in the ring right now. Me thinking about getting in the ring at, 46, some of the bumps that I have taken over time, there's no way I'm going to go do that again. There's no way. I won't be able to accomplish the same feats. Sorry, it's not happening.
Yeah.
The fact that 81, screw a hip toss, he might be tossing his own hip when he does it.
Might lose some dentures. So one of the big blows came to his fortune when he lost a $2.3 million lawsuit. Colby, he lost the lawsuit because he didn't show up in court. Do you know why he didn't show up in court?
No.
Because he can't read or write. He didn't realize he was being summoned to court. So that caused a default judgment. He basically lost because he didn't show up.
Because he figured if it was something important, somebody would tell him?
Apparently, the lawsuit was filed by Devin Nicholson, who claimed that Abdullah the Butcher gave him Hepatitis-C during a match and cost him a contract with the WWE. So he didn't know he was being... So there's $2.3 million right there that he had to pay. Because he didn't know he was being summoned to court.
Wow.
I think maybe if I see what I think to be a court document, like with a seal and stuff on it, I'm probably going to find somebody who might be able to tell me what it is. Or I'm 81 years old. Maybe I learned to read before I'm 81 years old.
Maybe.
And you have all this money.
Of course, if you've made it to 81
without being able to read,
what's going to change you now?
Well, hopefully he's changed now. More recently,
I can't see 81-year-old Abdullah the Butcher going, yeah, all right, fire up Sesame Street.
Colby, another big hit to his fortune were when his 2 restaurants closed. He had a restaurant in Atlanta and a restaurant in Japan.
Was his menu just pictures?
Colby, let me tell you the name of the restaurants.
Okay.
And you tell me if you think these are going to be hugely successful or if they're doomed for failure. They were called Abdullah the Butcher's House of Ribs and Chinese Food.
Okay, first of all, I'm going if I see that sign. I've got to go figure this out.
I mean, you're going to go at least once, right?
Yeah, I got to go figure this out.
You may not go back.
House of Ribs and... Now, I've gotten ribs at a Chinese food place before.
Sure.
And those are...
The buffet?
Good. Yeah. Those are good. I mean, they're not like, oh, my God, these are ribs. But it's like, oh, hey, ribs. So maybe if you just like those style of ribs, you go to the House of Ribs and Chinese food. Huh. Yeah, no, I'm... Wait, so he opened one of these, his style Chinese food in... Where would it say?
Japan and Atlanta.
In Japan.
Yeah.
He opened a Chinese food restaurant.
In Japan.
In Japan.
What's the difference between Japanese food and Chinese food? They're the same, right?
They're not.
Bunch of rice and noodles and...
They're really not.
Dog.
I do not have time to educate
Chihuahua.
you. No. There's no dog or Chihuahua in either one of those.
Oh, that's Korean. Sorry.
You leave Korean food alone.
Gross.
In fact, you leave most food alone that you don't like just because it's from somewhere else, because more than likely than not, I like it. Sir.
It needs to be from here. And even then, it's iffy.
But you opened a Chinese food restaurant.
In Japan.
And I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb that it's an Americanized Chinese food restaurant in Japan.
It's not even real Chinese food. It's American Chinese food, right?
Yes.
Orange chicken.
I don't know how you thought that could be successful in Japan. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was going to be nobody else even thought about this, and you were going to steal the market of the Japanese being so into Chinese food. I can't even.
So Colby, he said,
I can't even say that straight.
he said, you got a lot of people who try to take what you worked all your life for. In my opinion, I've been ripped off so bad it's unbelievable, and I'm still getting ripped off. You know what, Abdullah the Butcher? Because you're stupid. Go learn to freaking read and write.
Right.
Protect yourself.
Or maybe stop giving other wrestlers the Hep C.
Well, that's probably a good idea, too.
Wait, so now somebody's going to get the 81-year-old Hep C? Is it worse?
Oh, gross.
Is it worse?
I mean, it's just still the virus, right?
Yeah, but is it like wine?
Gets better with age?
Or worse with age? Because obviously it didn't start out good.
I mean, there's not levels of Hep C, right? You either have it or you don't.
Right.
It's like AIDS.
People don't watch out. I don't know. I mean, because he's made it to 81. It's not that bad, right?
I mean, is he treating? It doesn't say if he's even treating it. It doesn't even say if he ever had it.
Right.
It just says he was accused of it.
Right.
He may not even have had it and given it to the guy. The guy could have got it from a fork that he shared with somebody or something.
Got it from a fork.
Or a dirty needle
Or
with the steroids in it.
or that toilet seat that happened to everybody else.
Hepatitis toilet seat. That's my new band name.
Can't wait to make that bass drum cover.
Hepatitis toilet seat. It's going to be the name of the episode when I post it. Hepatitis toilet seat.
Oh, my God. And you downloaded it because you read that title. Congratulations. It's like that part of the movie where they actually say the title of the movie. Just did.
Oh, my
Just
Lord,
happened.
dude. That's... Anyway, I had to share those two stories. Those have been in my beard crawling around for a little bit. And just... I don't know, man. You know, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
But clearly, Abdullah the Butcher is an intelligent man because he learned to wrestle and he did it successfully for so long. He was very good at his craft.
Right.
And made a ton of money. So you would think at some point you want to be able to take care of that money.
He was until he didn't show up to court,
How do
man.
you not learn to read and write? That just is beyond me. And I understand there's people out there. It's not because they can't learn how. It's
Right.
because they won't learn how.
Well,
And those are the people I don't feel sorry for.
you go so far. I mean, you just keep doing what you're doing when you make it through life. And if there's certain skills that you don't think you need, then, hey, he made it pretty far without it.
He did, but now look what's happening to him.
Well, maybe somebody should have been like, if you have that much money, maybe you had an assistant that could have been like, hey, you probably should.
I mean, I don't know if he was ever married or anything, and he had maybe a wife that took care of that for him. I have no idea. It doesn't expound on any of that, but
Or that if he actually had Hep C. So,
it doesn't even say if he even had it. That's what's so sad, man.
or diet Hep C.
Oh, God, here we go. Wait for it. Wait for it. Find the button.
Stand back, burrito! We're all drunk.
Tim, I'm ready when you are, bud.
I know.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you for making it sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
And by God, I found it. Let's go to Lincoln, Nebraska, where a fake bomb threat that appears to have originated in the Netherlands tied up the Lincoln police over the weekend, which I read that title wrong.
I was wondering.
Because when it says the Lincoln police respond to a bomb threat from the Netherlands, I thought it said in the Netherlands. And I just couldn't believe that the Lincoln police, they're like, oh, wait, a bomb threat in the Netherlands?
Let's go.
Mount up, everybody. We've got to go help.
Regulators!
The plane lands, the Lincoln police all jump out.
All posing with their guns.
Yeah.
Where's the bomb threat?
Where's the bomb threat? We got our wire snippers.
Brought our bomb-sniffing dogs.
Let's go. So
Would've
apparently,
been a funnier story.
Somebody from the Netherlands issued a bomb threat to the Lincoln police, and they're like, "Oh, well, it's from the Netherlands. Well, we got to go ahead and this has got to be real." It was fake. But it had them tied up for a while. So you know what? That's what we should do, because it's not like anybody from other places can come get us, right? So maybe we should just start calling in bomb threats to other countries. Be kind of fun.
Dude. Did you ever call in a bomb threat anywhere?
I no.
I did. Back when it was funny.
Back when caller ID wasn't a thing?
Yeah, and you could just call your school, man, I want to take this test today. You'd call the office and call in a bomb threat.
There's a bomb in the cafeteria.
Dude, they never even canceled school. They didn't do any of that crap back then. They're like, yeah, Tim, come to school anyway.
Right.
Damn it. How did you know it was me?
We know you don't have a bomb.
Yeah, right? You don't know how to build a bomb.
So I found a picture, and I should have sent this to you, but I didn't, and we'll do this at some point to get this up. But I found a picture by it's a Florida teen, and I now know what ends up conjugating or making a Florida man. As
Start out as a Florida teen.
yeah, as there's a picture out there of a Florida teen. He's charged with wildlife abuse after chugging a twisted tea. The twisted tea was held by a baby alligator.
What?
So this dude's in front of a Hardee's, because of course he is, chugging a twisted tea, but he's not holding on to the can. He went and grabbed up a baby alligator, who, of course, then started snapping at everything around it, and he put the snapping everything around it alligator next to his twisted tea, so the alligator snapped on and wouldn't let go of the twisted tea, and then he just holds the alligator up and pops the top and just drinks this twisted tea.
Colby, photo coming in 3, 2, 1.
That's it.
That is greatness right there.
So, he's drinking underage, which, yeah.
But it's twisted tea.
It's
Come
twisted
on.
tea. This is true.
I can drink 12 of those and not feel it. And I have.
But the other part of it is that it's a baby out. This is what Florida man starts with. You know, it'd be cool if I drank a twisted tea. You know, it'd be even cooler if I didn't turn into Matthew McConaughey when I started trying to be.
All right.
You know, even cooler than that, if my twisted tea was held by a baby alligator. That's just dumb.
That's the greatest picture I've seen today.
I mean, but still, it's dumb.
Might use that for our next thumbnail.
Just
Monday night.
so there you go. Let's go from there to Tennessee, where
You're the only 10 I see.
yeah, this is not the way you get out of, shooting your buddy in the face, which is what happened. As a Tennessee man is behind bars after allegedly accidentally shooting his friend in the face with a gun he found in the couch.
Okay, let's count the red flags here.
A Tennessee man is behind bars.
Wait a minute, I gotta find it. Hang on.
All right. A Tennessee man is behind bars after allegedly, accidentally shooting his friend in the face with a gun he found in the couch. So Halmer Zelaya, he's 24, was arrested in Memphis on Monday, according to a probable cause affidavit reviewed by Law and Crime. Officers responded to a call about a shooting. Said they found Zala's friend, Kevin Ariel Gonzalez, with a gunshot wound to his face. Hollimer told officers that he accidentally shot his friend Kevin with a pistol that he found between the couch cushions.
Oh, my God.
Said he found the gun between the cushions and then just started, cowboy twirling it and stuff, and it went off.
Been looking for that gun.
Yeah. How surprised are you? Because we've all done that on our own couches where we're just we're laying watching TV or whatever, and then the hand goes between the cushions or behind them. Maybe you're thinking you're looking for something or whatever, and you find those couple of pennies and that one candy wrapper,
Pizza
and
crust,
that random dust that's in the crevice of it. is made up of all kinds of things. Then also there's a loaded pistol in your man. Don't accidentally jump on that couch too hard. End up with a new beehole.
Imagine you're taking a nap on the couch and you just shift wrong and it
right.
Oh my gosh. I
also, as soon as I saw this article, I thought of Pulp Fiction, where they accidentally shot Marvin in the face.
Poor Marvin.
John Travolta's character just like, and then what happened? As he's kind of pointing the gun, they hit the bump and
great movie, great comedy.
That's amazing. Oh my God, what happened? I accidentally shot Marvin in the face. So the police aren't buying the accidental part of shot him in the face. Also, they're really not buying that he found the pistol in the couch cushions.
That's the best part of the story.
It is. A lot of things you can find in the couch.
Yeah.
Just don't go digging around Hollimer's couch. Oh, there's that 45 I thought I was missing. Weird. Let's go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where, well, so they're saying that this is actually, because no names have been put into this, so I don't know how old they are. There's two guys. I'll just tell you the story. There's two gentlemen that start out as a road rage little incident going on, and they're on the side of the road. And one guy kind of stays in his car. He's the guy that's not sure why he pulled over, but he did. Or maybe he's mad, but he's not sure he wants to get out right now. Because the other guy that got out was armed and brandishing. And so the armed guy that was brandishing, according to the person in the car, because that's all the information that they have, was pointing the gun at the dude behind the wheel of his running car. So guy in car just floored it and ran the dude smooth over.
Oh, no.
Killing him. The police are now calling this a justified killing because he was obviously in danger.
Sure.
Right?
Self-defense, Colby.
Self-defense. Which I do understand that part. I often wonder, though, if there's a way we can also go, hey, you get something for pulling over in a road rage incident. Something. Maybe you weren't thinking about killing that guy. You were just going to blow off some steam.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have pulled over, none of this would have happened.
None. I mean, the other guy, yeah, okay. But we can't blame him. He got ran over by a car.
He gone.
Yeah. He's not here. I don't know. I mean, yes, I wish there was a way where it's like, all right, yeah, okay, it's justified because the guy pulled out a gun, because that's stupid. In those instances, if nobody would pull out a gun, I would probably pull over more if it's just a fight.
Yeah.
If it's just a fight and that was it, I think I might actually get into those a little bit more often.
Right?
Just because I just feel like fighting somebody. And the other person obviously feels like fighting somebody, but we got to bring guns into it. Which I'm not anti-gun. Don't get it twisted. That's the reason why we can't have fights anymore, because somebody's just going to pull out a gun and be like, I'm not fighting you, I'll shoot you.
We used to just be scared of knives.
Right. I got stabbed in Sunday school.
You sure did. I got stabbed with Grego.
Don't count out the A's. Motorcycle Grego. So, you ever heard of Schroeder's cat?
Yes.
I might have found Schroeder's man.
Oh, no. He's in a box?
He's not in a box. This is person from Houston. So, over the weekend...
Wait, is this the guy that spawned the song Man in the Box by Alice in Chains?
It is not.
Okay.
Over the weekend, the people that are with the Texas Center for Missing announced that we want to thank the media and the public for all their support. This is what they put out on behalf of the family. My son, Rudy Ferris, was found on Thursday, June 29th, after being missing for 8 years. Currently, we don't have any additional information on Rudy's case. What we do know is that at the time of his recovery, a Good Samaritan located him unresponsive and immediately called police and 911. My son Rudy is receiving the care he needs to overcome his trauma, but at this time, he is nonverbal and not able to communicate with us. We are asking for privacy during this difficult time, but we'll share more details as Rudy continues to heal. So they released that. But then the Houston ABC 7 went to go visit the family. And Keisha Ross and her family were shocked this week when they heard that Rudy Ferris was found, saying that they never knew he was missing. Civil court records reveal that his mother lives on the same street in Northeast Houston. He used to come to my garage, chill with my cousin, son, and daughter. That boy's never been missing. Apparently, the mother reported him missing 8 years ago when he stepped out and didn't come back for a couple of nights.
Oh, no.
But then he came back.
And she never reported that.
She never reported that. So
That is greatness.
he left out to go do some partying and ended up drunk and on a bench. And somebody found him.
Found him.
And then the police were like, "This is the missing guy! We did it! Yay!
Yay, us!"
Party!" And so the mother was like, "Yeah, thank you for bringing him back and not having him, put in jail for being drunk in public." So she started playing along with it.
Holy crap.
Because they were not going to charge him with anything because he's been missing for 8 years.
Oh, his mom's going to be ecstatic.
Right. And she's like, "Oh, thanks for bringing him back." And she's like, "Yes, he's been gone for so long. The reason why he's unresponsive is because he doesn't know how to tell everybody." "No, I've been fine. I've been at home. Usually go over to the neighbor's house and chill."
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah. So, if the missing guy has never been missing, was he ever missing at all?
Wow.
So there's that. Rudy. They found him.
Welcome home, Rudy.
And this is not really a weird or strange story, but I thought this would flip you out because I found it and I was like, what the hell is going on? I'd like to read you the headline and then I would like to read the full article.
Okay.
Okay. UK, Canada, Sweden, and Ukraine launch case against Iran at top UN court over Ukrainian passengers jets 2020 downing. That's the title.
Poorly worded, but okay.
The article reads, UK, Canada, Sweden, and Ukraine launch case against Iran at top UN court over Ukrainian passengers jets 2020 downing. The end.
Hey, straight to the point.
So,
That's the whole article,
that's the whole article.
which is also the headline.
Wait, that was the subline. The article is the Netherlands, UK, Canada, Sweden, and Ukraine launch case against Iran at top UN court over Ukrainian passengers jets 2020 downing. It is the title of this story,
Wow.
the subtitle, and then the whole article is the same sentence 3 times.
Copy and paste at its best.
Because at the bottom it says related topics.
Ukrainians and the Netherlands and Canada.
Actually, they just went short on that one. It's just related topics. Iran.
Dude, that's what we call lazy writing right there.
That is. They wrote a headline. Then they're like, well, we need a sub headline.
The deck.
Then we need an article. They did. And finally, Wait, which one do I want to finally go with? You know what? Let's go with the Lacey police. As they arrested a 38-year-old man and booked him in a Thurston County jail, not Thurston Howell III.
That's my next question.
On felony charges Sunday night after he violated a no-contact order protecting his wife and child. So basically, he went and grabbed up his kid. He's like, "You're coming with me, kid. I don't care about no protection order." And then the man himself actually called 911. For himself, because the kid that he was trying to, have custody over that he wasn't supposed to and have a no contact order, during an argument, stabbed him in the forehead with a knife. Maybe the protective order should have worked its other way around. But yeah, so you're supposed to not have contact with the kid. Maybe you should listen. Because you got contact with the kid, and then you got full body contact, and then you got a head stabbing. So he called 911 to be like, "I've been stabbed in the head." And they got there, and they're like, "You sure have. You're not supposed to be near that kid anyway. Good job, kid."
Wow.
So, yeah. I don't know how you explain that while you're sitting in jail, the reason why you're there. Well, a protective order. Also, my kid stabbed me in the head, and I'm in jail. Does that sound about right? Sounds about right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever else you consider yourself, is News and Notes, everybody.
Thank you, Colby Sapp. Wonderful as always. That's always my favorite segment of the show, just mainly because I didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, that's the way it works.
Yeah.
We will be back on Monday with another Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim Show right here on FanStream Sports. Make sure you go to fanstreamsports.com for all of our latest content, all of the links to our shows, as well as the live stream there at the top, as well as the live shows on YouTube embedded in the front page there. Also, go over there to that Google Play Store, download the FanStream Sports app, coming soon for iOS and iPhone users. Look out for that. But coming up tomorrow morning, right here on FanStream Sports, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, the J.P. Peterson Show with Colby's favorite co-host, Nick Geddes.
Yep.
Talking all the Tampa Bay stuff and all that stuff. But until Monday, boys and girls, we'll see you.